Hi everybody, so I'm over in the US at the moment. I'm traveling over here for about 8 weeks. So as you know, I will be doing some shooting when I'm over here, a lot of test shoots, which I'm really excited about, to work with some new girls that we don't have access to in Australia. So pretty much for these shoots I had to decide to minimize my photography kit. Obviously when you're traveling for this amount of time and have to go on and off planes, you can't really bring everything you want. So I had to put together a kit that would cover all my bases and go from there. So I'm going to show you what I brought. So first up, I thought I'd show you my bag. This is a think tank bag. It is amazing. It is called the Airport Navigator. It has 2 wheels, it stands up. You can access it from the front flap here, or also you can unzip this top flap when it's standing up and you can take the camera straight out. So this bag by Think Tank, I love it. I've actually bought 2. This is my second one because the first one I took onto the beach so many times. It actually, the handle stopped popping up because it had so much sand grating through it. So this time I'm being ultra careful. It's also a really great size. It's not too big. When you travel on planes, obviously you have to make sure that your bag doesn't look too big, because then they're going to be suspicious that it's heavy, because this bag, when I carry it on planes, is probably actually about 15 kilos or so once I've got all my gear in there, and I'm trying not to draw attention to that fact. So it's nice and small, and it doesn't draw attention when you go on a plane, and sometimes you just have to heave it up into the top and make it not look heavy. So if we open it up here, first thing I'll show you is laptop in the front. Obviously always travel with that. It's got a nice slip up here. You can slide it in and out of that. It's really handy when you're traveling through security. You can actually just unzip this top part, open that, bring out the laptop, and then slide it back in. In the back slip here I also have my Wacom tablet. So this is the inside of my bag. It does chop and change around, of course, depending on where I'm going. This, my flash, I actually usually put in my checked in baggage because it doesn't normally fit in here. I don't like to put it on top just in case what's underneath hits it. But so I've got my flash. I don't really shoot with flash a lot, but lately I have been, because it's something a bit different and a bit fun. So I thought I'd bring it along so I had the option, and I've actually really liked being able to do the night shots and stuff like that with it. So this is probably an older school flash now compared to what's available, but it is the 580 EX2. I'm sure there's something new out, but oh well, this still works. Alright, the next we have my main camera in here. So I'll pull this out. I'm currently shooting with the Canon 5D Mark III, which is my go-to camera. I love this camera. It always works for me, never had a problem with it. I will upgrade it, of course, when the new one comes out, but until then this has been perfectly great. The lens I have on here is a 24-70 2.8, the new one. I actually only got this lens recently. I don't know why it took me so long, because I absolutely love it. I guess I kind of thought, you know, before this I've kind of had a lot of prime lenses and I love working with them. I like the prime lenses because you've got the low depth of field, but this is a brilliant lens. It takes amazing photos, and honestly since I got it I've barely taken it off because it gives me the versatility to shoot in all kinds of locations and have the ability to go wide and then to a semi-telephoto. And 2.8 is pretty great for any situation. Obviously, you know, you don't always need to get a lower depth of field than that. So this is the main lens that I've got on there at the moment. As well, I should show you through these little camera strap that I've got on here. I found this many years ago, and yeah, I've always had it since. It's really good because you can actually clip on and off the things. So you just have these little dongles on there, and then you can clip on and off the straps whenever you want. I normally don't store them with them connected because it can get a little tangled, but I've got them on there at the moment, so that's okay. On the left here we have just a little case I won't open it because it's hard to do one-handed, but this just has some spare batteries in it. I also just use it for cushioning on top of this pocket here because I've got an expensive lens in there, and obviously all the extra cushioning that helps is great. So that's just batteries. So in here, my second lens is the 70-200 2.8. This is an amazing lens. I've actually had this for years. It was one of the first lenses I ever bought. I actually put it on lay-by at Harvey Norman in Indooroopilly because they were having, they were stocking all of the high-end lenses, so they had it on sale for like $1,600 or something like that, and I paid it off like $200 a week because I wanted it so bad. And I've had it for ages and it's brilliant. It's an amazing lens, amazing for portraits, amazing for fashion, to get that really nice soft focus in the background. So that is my second lens. So on this trip, I actually only brought this lens and this lens, and the reason because is this is 24-70 and this is 70-200, so it covers the whole spectrum pretty much that I could ever want for focal lengths. They are both f2.8, which of course isn't as, you know, low depth of field as some of my prime lenses, but for this trip I feel I shoot a lot in full sun and bright situations, so I don't really feel like I need lower than f2.8 while I'm traveling, and I can definitely make the best with what I've got here. So it covers me all the way from 24mm to 200mm, and I kind of just had to make that sacrifice and not bring the prime lenses because I'd just be doubling up. The prime lenses I have, which I normally use, are the Sigma 35 1.4 and the Sigma 50 1.4, and it just didn't make sense to be bringing those as well as these. One other lens which I wish I could have brought but had to save space is my Canon 100mm macro. I love that lens. I've been shooting with it a lot lately, and I was thinking if I shot some beauty while I was here, it would be great to have, but I unfortunately couldn't afford the weight or the room, so I had to just not bring it, which is a bit sad, but oh well. Okay, through the rest of the bag. In this pocket we have laptop charger, of course, and then underneath there we just have some other battery chargers. Pretty simple, shove that in there. Down the side I just have some various cables and cleaning cloths, so I've got iPhone charger, HDMI cables, some other cables in there. This is just for the little bits. I also have my tablet pencil because sure, that seems like a safe spot to keep it, why not? Then in this pocket, this is my memory card bag and battery bag. So in here, very neatly as you can see, I have batteries over the left here. This is a charged battery. These need to be charged. Really great, you know, keeping things organized there, Bonnie. And then I've got card cases. These are my old CF cards, which I just have for a backup. And then these are my cards that I use most of the time. I need to get new ones. This one here is actually a new one because this one that's turned over started corrupting. I had some shots come through that were really like green and blue, like they definitely had some errors to them, so I try not to use that card, and I got a new one. And then when I hit New York, I'm probably going to go to B&H and pick up a bunch of new cards, but generally these 64 gig and 32 gig will see me through a shoot no problem. This little case, I don't know, it's just from somewhere, but it's a memory card holder case, it's good. This little baggie I actually got from Smiggle years ago, and it's actually been the perfect size. I don't know how I managed to get a pencil case and have it the perfect size, but I did. In this middle part is just old memory cards. They're just backups, I guess, and then parts to tripods and just various spots. In this pocket I just have a cable for tethering. I think that's about it in there. I don't tether very often because I find that it's really hard to keep mobile, and I like to move around a lot, and you kind of need an assistant to help you with it most of the time, so I don't really do that unless I'm in a studio when I can. So that goes in there. In this side we have another one of these lovely straps attached to my Sony a7S II. This is an amazing camera. This is the one that I shoot my video content on. It is the Mark II version, the newest one. I had the version before it, but for some reason I can't help but upgrade to the newest of everything. So I spent, you know, probably unnecessary amounts of money upgrading to this one as well. But it's an amazing video camera. And it does a great job. And I love it. However, I have decided that I definitely prefer to take photos on the Canon cameras. I've shot a couple of pics during Fashion Week, Swim Fashion Week, just this past week on this, and I don't know, I just feel like it didn't react as well as I think the Canon does. I mean, obviously this is leaning more towards a video camera anyway, so that kind of makes sense. But yeah, I won't be converting over to shooting shooting photos with the Sony anytime soon. I'm going to keep with Canon and then keep Sony for videos because that is obviously what it's best for. So the lens on here is the Sony Z35 2.8. I do at home also have the 55 1.8, and then I do have a Metabones adapter which I can connect and put on any of my Canon lenses to. But when you put the Canon lenses on, it does not autofocus very well. So when you video, you have to manual focus, and sometimes that's just, you know, a bit fiddly. So I like to keep the Sony lenses on if I can. They produce a great picture quality anyway, and I'll probably be adding to my Sony lens kit for this camera as well. So that's the A7S II. It also has a filter on here, which I don't know if you can see it. No, probably not, but that's just a graduated ND filter, so you can actually change it while you're filming if you need to adjust it lighter to darker. So that's my A7S II. That just shoves in there. Next, this is just a random pocket. It's got some old ND filters and other filters. I don't really use any of them, but I just keep them just in case I need it. An Apple charger port, which goes with the cable right there. Just shove that in there. In here I have my hard drive. So this is what I'm using while I'm traveling. I might have to buy another one, we'll see. It is a Seagate. I found that Seagate are my favorite brand of hard drives. I've never had any problems with them. So I prefer them over all others. And then this is just a wet weather thingy for this bag in case it rains. Also a nice bit of cushioning. And that's the cable for the hard drive, of course. Then over here we have a nice lowy thingy to clean camera. I actually hadn't really used this ever before, but I thought I may as well bring it. And then last week when I was in Mexico shooting for an Australian label, I used this because I got so much sand on my camera, it was ridiculous. So I actually used this for the first time. It was great. You can pick it up for I think less than $10 or something, and it's good just to get all of the sand out of the cogs on the camera, because that's where it was grading up with the sand. In here as well, I also have a GoPro session. I've used this like twice. I really should use it more. What I liked about it is putting it on the camera on top in the hot shoe mount for behind the scenes, because it's not too heavy, not too bulky, so you can have it on top of the camera while you're shooting and create some cool behind the scenes YouTube videos. But I have done that like twice because it's really fiddly. You can't really tell when it's recording. Sometimes it just messes up. So I brought it just in case. I do want to use it for that, but haven't really used it as much as I should. But maybe that will change. And then in here I've just got various lens ends. The Metabones adapter in case I want to put any of my Canon lenses onto the Sony. And then just some other filter rings. In this pocket I have life-proof case for in case I want to take my iPhone in the water. I use this in the Maldives and it's great. So I always have it just in case, but I haven't used it yet because I haven't really been going into the ocean with my camera as much as I thought I would, but I got it just in case. Good stuff. Next I have a Rode mic for all the you know, YouTubing and vlogging I'm apparently meant to be doing on this trip. Maybe I will get to that, but yeah, good to have. I think it's the directional mic, works well. Obviously not using it right now, but you know, when I put it on my Sony, I will use that. So that goes back in there. That goes there. And then we're back around to the front. So that is my kit that I brought. Other things I did bring, which I don't have in this bag fitting, is this tripod. It is just the Manfrotto Be Free. Great little tripod, not very sturdy in the wind, so obviously I have to keep that in mind if I'm outside, but inside it's great. I mean, that's all you need, and it's light, so I just put that in my checked baggage in this little bag. Then of course my iPhone, which I always have with me. The reason I'm showing you this is I use this Mophie case, if you can see that. You can actually buy it at Apple, and even though it makes this into a beast of a phone, it's super chunky, this case is a lifesaver because it actually gives you a full, like, almost extra charge on your phone. So I think it charges it like an extra 60% when you need it. You can flick on this little button here to green, and that actually starts charging your phone. So this one, I think in Australia I've only seen it in the black and the white color, but here in the US they have it in a cool rose gold, which matches your phone, which is nice. But yeah, gives you a whole 60% extra charge, lifesaver, especially if you're shooting all day and you need to be Snapchatting and Instagramming, which is very important, of course. So I hope you've enjoyed that little look through my bag, and it's given you some insight into the gear I bring on location with me. Obviously things I pack change every different location I go to, so I've kind of got to work out what I'll be shooting and what I think I'll need. But for this trip, because I'm here for so long and we'll be doing a variety of different shoots, I thought it was just important to bring something that covers all the bases. When I get home, I'll probably do a full gear sort of rundown if you want to see all the other lenses and stuff I have in my kit. But leave a comment below if you want to see something like that, and any feedback you have on the video, anything you'd like to see, anything more you'd like to see, that would be great. I want to do a bit more vlogging on this trip, so if you have anything, you know, any kind of videos you'd like to see me do, then write them down below. Thanks for watching.